Hello dear students, welcome to our English class. Well, in this video we will learn about how to write and answer verb forms. And this is question number 27, and we have to read the sentences, and you have to find the indicators, and then you have to answer well. Well, now let us see. Well, we'll talk about simple past and past perfect, simple present and present perfect, and simple future, and finally we will learn past continuous tense. Right. Now let's first begin with simple past tense. Usually the basic sentence pattern of simple past is subject plus V2 plus object. And now let's look at the example here. Well, what do you find? You can find the Taj Mahal, right? And now look at the sentence. Madhu dash Delhi in 2019. So the key verb here is visit. So the indicator here is in 2019. So as it is past tense, we use V2. So Madhu visited Delhi in 2019. Well, now let's look at the sentence structure, and usually let's focus the yes or no question and negative sentence. The first one, yes or no question, we focus on did plus subject plus V1 plus object. And you can say, did you buy a laptop in 2015? And now let's work with a negative sentence. The pattern is subject plus did not plus V1 plus object. So he did not eat fruits last week. While with WH questions, WH did plus subject plus V1 plus object. Like, where did she go yesterday? Well, and the last one is positive statement. So subject V2 plus object. We can say like she went to college yesterday. Right? These are the four types of sentences we usually practice, and we should practice for this simple past tense. Well, now let's play a small mini dialogue based on this. Like, did you play cricket yesterday? No, I didn't play cricket yesterday. Which game did you play? I played chess and caroms. Didn't you play cricket last week? Oh no, I didn't. Why didn't you play cricket? Due to lockdown, I could not go out. Where were you last week? Oh, I was at home only. That's fine. Stay home and be safe. This is how we can practice a mini dialogue based on simple past tense. Right. Now, these are the key indicators to identify that whether the sentence is past tense or not. So the basic key indicators are yesterday, ago, long ago, last week, last night, last month, last year, or any previous year. Right? Now let's check. Nick dash traveling in the world in 2008. So the key word here is verb is begin, and the indicator is adverbial phrases in 2008. So we can say Nick began, right? So the second one is I dash a letter to her yesterday. So yesterday is a keyword for past. So we use wrote. I wrote. So now he dashed in Delhi last week. It's a be form verb. So it's last week, and we have to use he was in Delhi last week. Now the train dashed the platform an hour ago. This an hour ago is another indicator for simple past. So we say the train left the platform an hour ago. So now John dashed to church last Sunday. The verb is go, so it's last Sunday, and then it's John went to church last Sunday, right? And now let's focus on the other tense, that is present perfect, and this is very important. So the sentence pattern is subject have or has or V3 plus object, right? So now let's look at the example here. So look at the visual. You can find I've already seen that film. I don't want to see it again, right? I have already seen, right? Now we will see with a few examples. Now look at this picture, right? So I have reached school just now. So the sentence pattern is I, we, they, boys, or any plural we use have plus V3 plus object. And now let's look at the another sentence pattern. Now look at the boy, right? He has left for home just now. He started from school, right? So here we use he has left. So that means subject like he or she or it or Raj, and we use has only, has plus V3. So we say he has left or she has gone, right? This is very important. Now let's look at the basic idea. Like for with this I, we, they, we use have plus V3, and the example is we have done the homework for 2 hours. So now the other one is he, she, Raj plus has not or has plus V3. So here we say he has not done the homework yet. The key indicator is yet yet here. So we use present perfect, right? Now let's look at the key indicators. Like we find just now, or just before, already, so far, yet, today, recently, this morning, this week, this month, never, ever, or for or since. These are the key indicators to talk about present perfect, right? So now let's look at this example. We have not written the exams yet. So yet yet is the keyword. So we have not written. Now let's do this exercise. I dash the Taj Mahal already. So the verb is see. So as the key indicator is already, we have to use I have seen the Taj Mahal. Right? The second one is they again live here for 10 years. So the keyword is for 10 years and the verb is live. So we use they have lived. Right? Now look at the third example. The dash, he dash not complete the project so far. So we have to write he has not completed the project so far. Right? Now, Sheila dashed to school just now. Again, there is a keyword like just now. So we have to use Sheila has gone to school just now. And now we dash a story just now. So here we will write we have written a story just now. Now up to now we learn present perfect. Now let's work with past perfect, and the sentence pattern is subject plus had plus V3 plus object. Well, let's look at these examples. Tony knew Istanbul so well because he had visited the city several times. So here the keywords to identify the past perfect are before, after, when, as soon as, already. So now let's look at this. Look at the pictures. The boy watched all the time TV. So as a result, what happened? He failed his test because he had not studied well. Observe carefully, there are two actions here. So as he had not studied well, he failed his test, right? So now let us make this example more clear. So the sentence pattern is subject plus had plus V3. So we had done our project already. Oh, I went to ground after I had completed my homework. So you found this after, And when we find before or after, we use past perfect. And you have to compare the two actions. So what did I do first? Whether I completed my homework or I went to ground. So I completed my homework. So that's why we use after I had completed my homework, I went to ground. Right. In the same way, subject plus had not plus V3, it's for negative. So she had not completed her homework. So she was sad. He had not played this morning. Right. So while here is very important rule that you have to follow. When there are two works, and imagine that the first work should be in the past perfect and the second work should be in the simple past. Let's look at this. When I reached the station, the train had left the platform. So what happened first? Whether I reached the station or the train had left. So before I reached the station, the train had left. So in the same way, he had written a letter before he arrived, right? So now, Jyoti had left the party before Sheila arrived there. He had finished the work before we reached the garage. So these are the different examples we talked about. Now, let's do this exercise. I brushed my teeth before I took my breakfast. So, I had brushed my teeth before I took my breakfast. We arrived at the station before the train left. So, we had arrived. So, now before they reached the theater, the film had already started. Right. So, they the bus stop before the bus arrived. So, whether they reached the bus stop first or the bus arrived first. Obviously, they had reached the bus stop before the bus arrived. As soon as the music dashed, the child began to cry. So, which incident happened first? The music had stopped, right? Well, now let's work with simple present tense. And the sentence pattern is subject plus V1 plus S or ES plus object. This, I am sure that you are quite familiar with this. Now, let's look at these examples. Like, what do? I go to school every day. So the sentence pattern is I, we, you, they, boys plus V1 plus object. Now let's look at this. What does this girl do every day? Swati goes to school every day. So he, she, it, or Raj or Swati plus V1 plus S or ES plus object. So Swati goes to school every day. She plays games daily. She writes her work daily. Right? So now the earth revolves around the sun. So this is the general fact, and for these also, for general truths and facts also, we use simple present tense. Now let's look at the sentence patterns. Like the yes or no question will have do or does plus subject plus V1. So like, do you eat an apple every day? And with she or he, it is does. So does she go to school daily? Now, subject plus do or does not plus V1. This is a negative sentence structure. So I don't eat envy every day. She doesn't go to park daily. WH do or does plus subject plus V1. This is WH question. We usually ask, what do you eat every day? Or where does she go daily? Right? For a positive sentence, we use subject plus V1 plus object. Like, I eat an apple every day, whereas she goes to school daily. This is very important. With I and we use V1, and with he and she or Raj or my friend, we have to use V1 plus S or ES. Right. Now let's practice these sentences as a day-to-day communication. Like, do you play volleyball daily? No, I don't play volleyball. Then which game do you play? Well, we play football. When do you play? Oh, we play games in the evening. Don't you play cricket? Oh, why don't you play with me? So the last two are negative questions which we use in our spoken language. Well, now these are the indicators for simple present tense like every day, usually, daily, often, always, on Sundays, never or sometimes, or every week and every month, or every day. Now let's do this exercise. Look at this. What's the boy doing? So most of the times he watches TV, right? So now look at this. So the we have to identify whether the sentence is a question or a negative or a positive. The first one is do he watch TV serial daily? As it is he, whether we use do or does, you have to think about it. Raj not watch TV serials daily. It's a negative. So what do he do daily? So Raj dash news daily. So now the first one is does he watch TV serials? And the second one is Raj does not watch TV serials. And the third one is what does he do every day? And finally, Raj watches news daily, right? Well, now let's do this exercise with simple present tense. It usually dash every day here. Can you guess? It usually rains. Children dash at home now. So now and B is the indicator. So children are. He think he dash handsome. So he, it is subject plus V1 plus S. So he thinks he is handsome. He dash not use a computer. So it's a negative. So we can say he doesn't use a computer. Where dash he go daily? So any guess? Where does he go daily? So dash he live in China. It's a question, and that also yes or no question. So you have to ask, does he live in China? And the earth go round the sun. So it is a fact. So we use the earth goes round the sun, right? These are the things what you have to do. Well, now we'll practice simple future, and the sentence pattern is subject plus shall or will plus V1 plus object. Right. The future tense expresses an action that will happen, right? So the sentence pattern is subject plus like we use shall plus V1, and for he, she, it, or Raj or they we use will plus V1, right? So now let's look at this visual. I dash my students to Sitampeta Park next year. Last year we visited, this year we did not go, but I'm sure that I will take my students to Sitampeta Park next year, right? So the next one is the tense is used to describe an event or action that will occur over a period of time or at a specific time in the future. Like she will meet her friends at 5 o'clock. The train will leave at 7 o'clock tomorrow. I will teach action songs this afternoon and they will write their FA exam tomorrow. Well, now these are the sentence patterns. With IB we use shall plus V1 like I shall go to the market tomorrow. We shall not go to the park next week. And for he, she we use will. So he, she, they will plus V1. They'll go to the market tomorrow. She will not go to church next Sunday. Shall I or will you or will they plus V1. So shall we go to movie next Sunday? And the WH, where shall we go or what shall we do? So when will you submit your records? Now let's do this exercise. I dash send you the information when I get it. So you can say I will send you the information. The year 2222 will be a very interesting here, right? So Raj dash the next president. Is it will be or is? Raj will be the next president, right? So when dash we complete our SSC exams? A big question. So when shall we complete our SSC exams? Dash you wait there till I come. So will you wait there till I come? Yes, you have to. Right. Now finally we'll work with past continuous tense. Like the sentence pattern is subject plus was or were plus V1 plus ing plus object. Well, now you can find while he dashed to school, he fell down. So while he was going, right? So while he was going, he fell down. Now look at this. While I dash work, the telephone rang. So while I was working, the telephone rang. Now, here you have to observe very clearly. So when there are two actions, the short action should be explained in simple past and the longer action should be explained in past continuous tense. If you look at this, the girl was walking and what did she see? She saw the accident. So while I was coming to school, I saw an accident, right? Now let's look at this. There are two actions. One is singing, the other one is accident. So when the accident happened, what were they doing? They were singing, right? Now, one day, while she dashed the floor, the housewife suddenly asked herself, "What's my name?" So one day, while she was scrubbing the floor, the housewife suddenly asked herself, "What's my name?" So Arvind jumped off the train when it dashed, which happened took for a long time. So the train was or the bus was moving. So Arvind jumped off the train when it was moving. So while she dashed a knock on the door. Like while she was cooking, she heard a knock on the door. Yesterday at this time, all of us were watching the cricket match. Right? So these are the examples for past continuous tense. And now let's work with different kinds of mixed tenses from our examination point of view, right? So get ready. So the first question is, do you know Miss Geeta? Yes, I do. I dashed her for nearly 4 hours. It dashed at a high school that I first dashed her in 2009. Try to read the indicators like for nearly 4 hours, and the next one is in 2009. So try to guess. And the next one, I dash my pencil. Dash you seen it anywhere? No, I haven't. When you last used the pencil, I dash when I was in the class. So try to identify the indicators like you can find was, and in the first one you can find it talks about the present relevance. So now think about it. I dashed my work before he came. So before is there, just think. And last summer is there, just think. The patient dashed already by the time the doctor arrived. So you have to think about it. Now, they dashed in the ground yesterday, but I dashed in the class. So these are the 6 sentences. Now let's check it with the answers. Hope you are ready. Do you know Miss Geeta? Yes, I do. I have known her for nearly 4 hours. This is for 4 hours. So we have to use present perfect. And as it is in 2009, we use was. It was. Right? And I first saw. I think you have done it correctly. Now, are you ready with the second one to check your answers? I have lost my pencil. Have you seen it anywhere? So this is the present reference. Though she lost or I lost my pencil, and now I'm searching for it. So I can say, I have lost my pencil. Have you seen it anywhere? No, I haven't. When did you last use the pencil? So I used it when I was in the class. So it is simple past. And now I had finished my work before he came. So there were two incidents. The first one is he had completed his work, right? So it's past perfect. And this last summer, so we use I visited as simple past tense. And the patient had died already by the time the doctor arrived, because before the doctor arrived, the patient had died. So they were in the ground yesterday, but I was in the class, right? So these are the things, and thank you for watching. And please subscribe Madhu's English for you, and share it with your friends if you really love it, right? Thank you so much. Okay.